Hi, this is Ibrahim Sayek speaking, and on this video I want to show you some useful functions in Mathematica. The software has plenty of mathematical functions implied, and you can access them by just entering, for example, if you want to say sine, using a capital S. Most of the functions will start with a capital letter. What you're going to do is basically to write sine, and as you can see here, you're going to have some help in such a way that you can select which function is the one that you really want to use. In this case, let's imagine that we want to use this sine. Something important is that for functions in Mathematica, what you need to use are some square brackets. You cannot use normal brackets, you need to use square brackets. And for example, let's say that you want to find sine of pi halves. So what I'm going to do is to enter pi with escape and then Control Shift 7, pi halves. I close the square bracket, I press Shift Return, and I can obtain what the result is. As well, if you want to use, for example, the function maximum, I can just write max, and then to say what is the maximum between 2 and 4, I close the square bracket, Shift Return, and it's telling me it's just 4. And so on. You can find several different functions in Mathematica, and they are really easy to use. But let's say that you want to define your own function, a mapping function, for example saying x squared. The first thing that we need to do is to introduce what the name of the function you want it to be. For example, let's say that it's a lowercase f. I open some brackets for saying that it is going to be a function, and I'm saying that the variable that I am using is x. But then I'll introduce an underscore to say that that variable is going to be the input of the function that I am defining. I close my my bracket, and I'm going to say, okay, f of x is going to correspond to x, and using Control 6, x to the square, for example. If I do not want this instruction to give me any output, I'm going to write a semicolon, so I'm just introducing the information, but nothing is coming out. I press Shift Return, and look carefully how it is telling me the output is suppressed because I'm writing this semicolon in here, and it's just telling me that x squared is going to be a function. How can I see that this is working? If I write f again, but then I write a 1, for example, what this is doing is evaluating this 1 in this function. So 1 to the square, the result is going to be 1. If I do the same, but now with a 2, the result should be a 4. And so on. If I want to evaluate this with a y, that is nothing but another variable, I'm going to have y squared, and so on. Let's say that I want a little bit more complex function. Let's say a bivariate function. So I'm going to say f2, the second function, is going to be in terms of x, remember the underscore, and in terms of y, another underscore. And what I'm going to say is that this is x plus y. Look carefully, if I do not write this semicolon, the result of this is going to be x plus y. However, if I do not want the output to be shown, I press a semicolon and nothing is coming out. And now I can use this f2, for example 2, 3, what I am going to have as a result is 2 plus 3, that is 5. And I can introduce any kind of function I want by just following these ideas of using an underscore after each of the variables that you want to use as an input, and then defining what the function is. And remember, for calling functions, just as sine, just as maximum, what you need to use are square brackets, never round brackets or curly brackets. Thank you so much for listening. See you later.